how much maybe do those final few drives kind of keep you up at night?
Yeah, told the guys, hey, you hold the UCF to 3 points in the first half. I think, we're in a prevent defense right there before the half, last play of the half, and they get about 20, 25 yards rushing. You take that away, they get about 125 yards in the first half total offense. So that's pretty impressive against a team that, has been really high-powered offense. And those are the same players. Dylan Gabriel's not out there, but 2 years ago, Dylan Gabriel was a freshman, and this kid is, to me, a clone of Dylan, and a really good player, and going to be a really good player. We didn't know who Dylan Gabriel was 2 years ago, and he obviously won a bunch of games. But I told the guys, you hold the UCF to 20 points. That's something to be proud of. That's the lowest points total they've had since 2016. I think the lowest point total they've had at home since 2015. So you did some good things and things to be proud of. Third down, played well, but the last drive especially, keeps our players up, keeps me up. Just that, hey, woulda, shoulda, coulda, those type of things, and how this could have been different, how that could have been different, and how we could have done this or done that. So those are always things that, as a coach, going to keep you up, not just for a night or two, but for a long time. And we got to take it and learn from it, move on, and get ready for Houston at this point in time.
Coach Houston mentioned it on that third down play right next to the goal line, that you guys actually not only got the call that you were kind of expecting, but you made the play for all intents and purposes, but just didn't get that guy on the ground, and it could have been maybe 4th and 4, I think is what he was estimating. But is it encouraging on some level to get calls that you're expecting teams to run against you guys, be in the kind of defense that you want to be in? Although you don't make the finish off the play, you also were where you're supposed to be. Right,
and that series, I think they get it down to the 9-yard line down there on 1st and 9, first and goal from the 10. We had a stunt called, and they wanted the glance route to number 1 on the backside. I think the kid's name's Brandon Johnson, number 3, and we had it doubled, so they ran the football. And we're about inches away. Bruce Bivens about makes a play in the backfield for a loss, which would set us up nicely for a 2nd and 10 and goal. On the second down play, we zeroed out, brought double edge pressure there, hit it in the backfield. Miles Berry did a nice job. The kid sticks the ball out. We're a couple inches away from swatting that thing out and causing turnover there. And I think they got a favorable spot. Then on the third down that you're talking about, they had a list of, I don't want to call them, trick plays, so to speak, but just different looks that he's done over the years, and that was one of them that our kids have seen earlier in the game, and you had to adjust to it, got set, and had shifted over to it, and J-Mac almost makes a play back there for what would set up a 4th and 4, and they really get about a half a yard out of it, which is about what they needed to get in the end zone, unfortunately. So anytime you get in that situation where it's short yardage, goal line, 3rd and short, 4th and short, you're trying to make a play for a loss, and you're trying to throw it at them, see if you can get it, and see what happens. So the odds are usually in the offense's favor there, and we're close to making a play there, and at the very least they'd have a chance to either go for it or put it in overtime. So just like we talked about, you go back and shoulda, coulda, woulda on that last drive, and several opportunities there, and just you got to put it at some point. We all got to put it to bed, me included, and move past it. It's frustrating. It frustrates me. I lost a lot of sleep over it because I hold myself accountable probably more than anybody, and because at the end of the day, it's on me, and I got to get us in the best call possible and the best situation possible. And I told the guys too, the last drive is frustrating, and that's the one we always think about. But the first scoring drive is just as frustrating. If we go back to that, we had them 3rd and 8 on the very first drive of the second drive of the game, the one they get to the 3 points out of the first half. We had them 3rd and 8, and we vacated curl route, and they hit the little dig whip behind us, which is a route I thought he was coming back too late in the game on 4th and 8. And then 2 other third downs in that drive, a 3rd and 9, 3rd and 4 consecutive plays. We jump off sides, which is just really mental execution there, and we jump off sides to give them a first down. And it keeps that drive alive. There's 3 opportunities to get off the field, and we didn't execute all 3 of them. So, yeah, you can say the last drive, but you go back to so many opportunities throughout the game. If one play goes, a little better here, a little bit better there, it's a different ball game. So we talked to our guys about each play matters. Each play is a huge play because it can determine the outcome of a game, especially a tight ball game like that.
I hate to keep talking about last drive, but the 4th and 8 call, I guess the last one made about that.
you guys played coverage. It looked like the back kind of leaked out. Just,
Yeah.
What do you think about that play? Are you happy with it?
Yeah, so that's the one to keep you upright because it's 4th and 8. It's time to get off the field. It's around the, just across their side of the field there. You don't want to expose yourself and give up a big play or, possibly let them get in the end zone right there. So you got two trains of thoughts. One, hey, let's go win it. Let's get off the field right here, get the ball back to our offense. And it could be gained, even though they had 3 timeouts at the time. Another train of thought is, hey, we want to win it, get a stop, but we want to make sure we don't give up anything stupid, give up a big play, and let them drop. And, we zeroed out the play before. On 3rd and 8, we zeroed out, brought 7, put our guys in a little man-to-man, so it stretches those guys back there. Our tendency is probably, my tendency over the last 2 seasons is 4th down. We're coming to get you. We're zeroing out. We're bringing 7. We're bringing the house. And thought they would have a plan for that. We got the route we thought we'd get. The back leaked out. Early in the game, they ran the same route, and the back leaks and sits to the field, right where Bruce was sitting. This time he leaks out, and we kind of sink a little bit too far and don't drive it as good as we should. And, he gets the first down there. So, we all look at ourselves. Players are pulling the thumb and say, hey, what could I have done better on this rep? I'm pulling the thumb and say, how could I put us in a better call on this rep? So, you got to learn from it. You got to move on, and like you said, that will keep you up for a long time. It's frustrating because you could easily be sitting here, 4-2. A couple more breaks, you could be sitting here 5-1. A couple other breaks the other way, we could be sitting here 1-5. So at the end of the day, thank God we're 3-3, and we got a lot of work left to do, and a lot of season left to play. 6 games that I feel really good about, and going and competing and getting some wins and trying to get to a bowl game and see if we can't make a little noise in this conference and be there, come late November playing for something that matters.
It seems like the events of the season have galvanized the team further, both good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
You have a time where you have a break now after the last situation we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Is it a time to where you kind of will things back together, patch the team up, and then get the ship ready to go?
Yeah. So a couple of things and I think I heard Coach, read maybe a comment from Coach Houston the other day. Most of the time, you can't think about last Saturday because if you do, you're not on to the next Saturday. You're not on to your next opponent. And when you have a bye week, sometimes it gives you a little extra time to reflect, good and bad, of the past, the seasons taking place, the past 6 ball games. For us, I feel good about where we are mentally. Where our guys, their intent, their purpose, their mission, physically where we are. It gives us a chance to kind of recover, refresh, and do some things like that, take care of our bodies, and maybe get back to, hey, guys, we're refreshed now. Let's go attack this thing. Here's maybe a few things we want to change up. Give offenses a few different looks here and there. So maybe they don't have a beat on exactly where we're going to be and why we're going to be there. And but it's a good opportunity to do that. It's a good opportunity to work some of your young guys. And we've had some young guys this week that have made some plays and really stood out. And you may see them in the second half of the season. So excited about that as well.
J.J. Ford was a little bit banged up in the UCF game. How's he been this week?
He's been good. I mean, he's been non-contact all week. But he's been out there practicing, running through it, and that's you don't want to put all those guys through contact. They've had already 400 reps in half a season, so that's a lot of reps. So you got to be smart, take care of them, and make sure you're getting them to next Saturday to Houston.
So going back to your previous comment, you do have a very young defensive front. Who has stood out to you this week and is doing good?
I think one guy that hasn't played much in the game for us, or if any, but just kind of steps up, moves around, does some good things up there is Eric Doctor. We've moved him from linebacker to outside linebacker, and just watching him, I think there might be a place for Eric come the second half of the season. He's doing some good things. I don't know if it's going to be a 3rd down package, a normal down package, a base package, whatever it may be, but he's catching a few eyes. Chad Stevens played some reps last Saturday. And he's a guy that went from outside backer to defensive end. I saw him put his hand on the ground this week and really twitched up, maybe as good as anybody we have. So we got some pieces there that we can move around. And we talked about some other guys just trying to get our best 11 on the field, and how can we get faster? How can we get more twitchier up front? And who can we move around and do that? And then we got some guys that have been at the same positions all year that keep improving. So excited about them as well.
How's Jacoby coming along? His first year in the system.
Yeah, Jacoby Simpson is he's a good young man that's starting to finally he missed a bunch early in the preseason, but he's starting to finally kind of get in a routine of things. You see him on special teams. Did a really good job on kickoff coverage last week. At linebacker, it's hard for him to get a lot of reps even in practice because our depth there. You talk about Bruce, X, Aaron, Miles. There's 4 older guys right there, and then him and Taylor Jackson are kind of the 5th and 6th guys. They're good enough to go play 4 core special teams. And we got to find places for them to get on the field as well because they're good football players. Both are really good and excited about them in the future.